What is going on, Nuggets Nation, NBA fans? My name is Tom Leuthner. Welcome back to Nuggets Today, presented by Fan Arch. Obviously, we are at the last episode, and that's what I told you guys last episode. We're at the last episode of this series of predicting just basically the starting five of this team, topping it off with Murray and Jokic, obviously. Going over my win total, my overall thoughts on the roster this upcoming season, how I think Denver's going to do, obviously, and, like I've covered in the last couple episodes, just what I think people's stats are going to be, where I think that, certain players are going to be at. Obviously, it's pretty easy to tell you where I think these two guys are going to be at. I think that these two guys are the leaders of the team, and that's, no surprise to anybody watching this episode. They're the two guys who have been the longest tenured players with Denver. They're the two guys who have led this team when it came to playoff runs, when it came to the finals run. The one thing that we haven't seen is consistency out of Jamal in the playoffs since his injury. Massive loss for Denver after he went down with that injury, obviously. But we also seen Jamal play a different game. He's not driving as much as he used to when it comes to him being a super freak athlete at the point guard position. I know he wasn't this Russell Westbrook or Derrick Rose point guard, but how can you not remember the 360 the 360 finish up reverse side of the rim against the Lakers, his 50-point games against the Jazz? The guy was a menace, and he was a menace every point on the floor. He was dunking on people, finishing at the rim. His mid-range was great. His three-point shooting was great. Now we're sort of at a point where Jamal is almost taking all the blame for playoff losses because he's the guy who was supposed to be helping Jokic. And now I think Denver's back into a position where they have more help this year, and I think that is going to be a massive factor for Jamal. So I want to say that I want to see Jamal take the final leap and average 24 points a game and be an all-star caliber player, or be an all-star rather. But I don't think we see that. I think we see Jamal stay consistent to what he's been, and that is 20 to 22 points, 6 assists, 4 rebound, efficient shooter, especially from the three-point line, a guy who knocks down his mid-range shots, plays the role that he plays, maybe works in that pick and roll. I think that maybe we even see more 7-8 assists from him rather than points because there are more options, and it's going to lead to defenses playing Denver a different way. You have a guy like Cam who can handle the ball more. Obviously we saw AG can handle the ball. I hope that Denver is able to have Cam handle the ball more, maybe run some plays through Cam and have him be the primary ball handler and maybe a Jamal open. Maybe he works the two-man game with Jokic, which is something that we haven't seen because MPJ wasn't able to put the ball on the floor as much as Cam is. So maybe we see that, and we see Jamal is able to take that step to the next level, which, like I said, would be around 23, 24 points a game. It's something that I think he's capable of doing, and I think that it would make him an all-star, which I know it doesn't really matter because all that matters is winning the finals this year, but it would be nice to see Jamal be able to finally go ahead and do that. So I think that I'm going to remain at the probably 20-ish to 22 points, maybe 6 to 8 assists, stay at that 4 rebound mark, and again, be efficient at what he does, which is scoring. And I think that's all you really need from Jamal. If he's not going to be an all-star, you just need him to be as efficient as possible and hopefully be the guy who wakes up in the playoffs and helps Denver actually make the finals, because that's been his biggest flaw thus far. Now, his sidekick, the guy who's been working that two-man game with him, the guy who continues to dominate the entire league, the guy who's done this all without an all-NBA player, an all-star, an all-defensive player, in my opinion, the best player I've ever watched in my entire life, and that is Nikola Jokic. He's a guy who's not flashy. He plays his game, and he runs the NBA from doing so. So I think it's going to be another amazing season. I think that the options around him are way better than what they have been in the last couple of years, except for the finals team. I was thinking, and I was doing my assessments, and I don't know. I don't know if Jokic is going to average less than what he did last year because he finally has a guy like Jonas Valanciunas who's able to, be that backup and give him a break, or if he's going to average even more because his tank is going to be filled. He has an opportunity to get off the floor for a couple minutes, and at the end of the game, he has the potential now to be healthy. Not healthy, but, fueled up. He's ready to go. He has more energy. And I don't know. I think that this could be the chance for Jokic to really do the unspeakable, average another triple-double, and put up points anywhere from 28 to 30, put up rebounds anywhere from 12 to 13. And you know what? If he doesn't get that triple-double, maybe he's back to 9 assists a game. But if he's able to average 27, 28 points, maybe even 30, 12 rebounds a game, and still put up his 9 assists, I think that there's no doubt in my mind that he is easily the best player that I've ever watched, except for maybe LeBron. And I mean, what else do you say? The stats that he's been able to put up thus far is truly amazing. It's we haven't seen it. We haven't seen a center do it. So maybe the fact that he has a competent backup in Big Val who's able to come in and give him 10 minutes a game, and you see a decrease in his minutes, but probably an increase in his stats because he's actually fueled up and he's not playing on exhaust fumes at the end of the game. I think it's going to be major for Denver. I think it's going to be massive for Nikola to be able to actually have a guy who's able to come in, give him a break, and let him truly dominate the league again. Now, I think the roster's better, and that's what I'm going to get to in a little while, but I think right now we're at the win total mark. And Denver finished with 50 wins last year. I think the West is a lot better, especially with the Lakers getting better, the Rockets getting better, Thunder staying the same and getting Topic. Teams got better. I think the most underrated team right now, in my opinion, in the West is the Suns. I think people are sleeping on them. I think that they're still a good roster. I know it's a hot take, but I think they're still good. I do think that Denver is truly at the mark to win about 53, 54 games, maybe even more. I don't know if they hit that 60-point mark where they only had 22 losses, but I think they're probably back to the mid to high 50s. This is something we've seen Denver be able to do. We've seen them run the West, and I think that they're truly, obviously the Clippers are better, Lakers are better. The Mavs, when Kyrie comes back, are going to be dangerous later on in the season if he does come back. But I do think Denver has the potential to go ahead, win 55 games, maybe even push closer to the 60 mark, and be the menace to the West that they always have been. And that's my overall thought here, which is the last topic. I think that this, like I've covered so many times, this is probably the best Nuggets team we've seen since the championship team 23. I think that Nikola is going to be a different animal with a guy like Val who's actually able to back him up. Val's a professional. He's going to be a massive pickup for Denver. He might be the best backup that we've ever seen for Jokic so far. Nurkic might be the best thing, and that was sort of Jokic. Jokic took his spot, so they got rid of him. Obviously, Boogie was good, but I think Val's the best backer we've seen. Cam might be the highest IQ player we've seen Jokic play with. Not to say that Jamal is not high IQ'd, but this is a guy who studies the game more than anybody I've seen or heard talk listen to, except for like Kobe. This guy is constantly breaking down plays, watching film, talking about what he thinks every defense is going to do, points out exactly what he did wrong. I think it's great. This is the biggest leap we've seen from two guys coming from AG and Christian Brown. I think AG had the biggest leap, I believe, in field goal percentage and three-point percentage in the entire NBA last year. How could you not think that this Denver team is going to be able to run through this Western Conference? They took the Thunder, the NBA champions, to 7 games without almost a single healthy player in that rotation that was actually playing at that time. I have such high hopes for Denver, and I think that this could be another year that Denver really goes out and gets it done. It all depends on the play from a guy like Jamal Murray. It all depends on the play of a backup point guard like Bruce Brown or Jalen Pickett if they come in. I think that the bench is competent. I think that Strother's a scorer. Tim Hardaway's a scorer. Obviously, Bruce can score if you need him to. Val can score. Peyton Watson may have an increase in scoring when it comes to his three-point shot if it really is fixed. But I think if Jamal can stay consistent throughout the playoffs and keep a 19 to 20-point mark and everybody else could be in that 10 to 15 range, they're in a good spot. I think that, like I said, this is the most confident I felt about a Nuggets team. Anyway, that is all I got for you guys today, Nuggets Nation. Like I said, I will be on vacation pretty soon. So I'm not sure how many more episodes I'm going to be able to get out, but I will catch you guys soon if I can't get an episode out tomorrow. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you guys want me to cover anything when I do come back, please let me know down below, and I'll catch you guys soon.